A pleasant good evening to you all. I am Shane Harris, bringing you episode 7 of Shane Harris Tonight. And yes, I unfortunately had to concede to not just one, but two things. First, the election. I automatically threw in my towel because I knew how this was not going to work out too well. Plus, I can feel the NASCAR and firefighting fan bases going nuts right now, so yeah, congrats to them. Meanwhile, I also had to concede to another thing. As you may have checked in my community tab, Super Noobs was supposed to be the 7th episode of Shane Harris Tonight. But Xfinity pulled it off the cable box despite the series being available on Hulu in the United States, which is ridiculous. By the way, if you want a good Super Noobs review that is not negative, go watch the What Happened to Super Noobs video by Forrest. Great video, got 20,000 some plus views on it. And he's a guy with only like less than 300 subscribers or so, I don't know, but go watch that if you can. However, that means the show I planned for next week has been bumped up to today. That show is Detentionaire. So, another Canadian cartoon hops aboard the Shane Harris train. And this one is actually phenomenal. Storyline driven from start to finish. Flash animation that's actually smooth and pretty damn good. A theme song that is an automatic banger, has a Ramones kind of feel. And the main character, Li Ping, as you see in the middle, voiced by Jonathan Tan, one of the best stage actors. And funny enough, if you look into my community tab, you can see him actually perform a song from a different play that occurred up in Toronto. So you may be wondering how the heck did I end up watching this series. So it basically was the same way for me about how I got into DNAs. It is basically myself being at someone's house, watching Tubi, finding this. And I thought, okay, this looks interesting enough, so I watched through 2 episodes, maybe 3, I don't remember, but I noticed that it's storyline driven, so I had to rewind it once, just for myself to actually take a few notes. By the way, I'm not giving away any spoilers except for one thing, and that is the premise. Li Ping is the most unluckiest guy to ever enter Enigma High in Toronto. Sorry if you hear dogs barking, but they'll be barking in their kennels anyway, so therefore I had to save my breath. So they're doing stuff outside of this room. Anyway, he's very unlucky because he gets framed for something he did not commit. And the punishment? A full year of detention. Hence the Detentionaire name. And therefore he is looking to expose the higher-ups at the school for being complete fraudsters. There we go. Apparently the TV is a bit sketchy sometimes. They only got like a 5-minute time limit for stuff being stuck on screen. Yeah. Anyway, the series did not come onto DVD, unfortunately. And the only way you can watch it officially is through 2 means. One, the Nelvana Retro Rerun YouTube page. They have all the episodes. But you'll be stripped of the intro and closing credit sequence. And you're also going to be stripped of a little intro insert from the first episode. Basically, as a sort of like a prologue, I believe. I don't know, but you'll be stripped of the I don't know what the hell is going to happen kind of thing from the first episode. Blitzkrieg popped. But don't worry. The series is also available on Tubi and Pluto TV. And also through FilmRise, of course, because FilmRise owns the rights to this here in the United States and streaming. So, what to do? Well, don't go for those three. Only go for Retro Rerun. You know why? FilmRise, as always, just like with Silk Stockings and DNAs, they don't give you every episode. But at least this one is not too bad, because they only took out the first episode. But still, it's not a good idea to take an episode out of a linear series like this. Like, you need a bunch of papers and start jotting down notes like if you're Quentin Tarantino. Because you're going to be seeing and hearing a whole lot of stuff that's going to be important into the next episode, and the next episode onward for the next 4 seasons, from 2011 to 2014. The series did come to America, sort of, in 2011, when Cartoon Network decided to put it on their Cartoon Network Now app. And it failed, because they decided to put the episodes out of order, and they did not promote it at all. Not a single commercial. Yeah. So they completely shanked the bed on that show. And here we are, years later, streaming is the only way to go, plus Retro Rerun. Now you may be wondering, is there a DVD release of the show? The answer is no, unfortunately. However, there are a few web-exclusive shorts you can watch on YouTube, but not through Retro Rerun, that actually play an integral part of the story. Some of them feature the young news reporter known as Tina, and her asshole of a news anchor, Chaz. So those ones are kind of fun. Plus, you'll get a few shorts focusing on some of the other characters, including Li Ping's friendship with Cam, and also a little more in-depth info about this Swedish stooge over there named Holger. Overall, the series is an S-tier series in my book because of how it was executed. And, by the way, give it a watch. You'll love what's to come. Now, to my purists out there, is there a little bit of pencil-drawn animation? Well, get this over here. Boom. That's the only bit of pencil-drawn animation you'll get. Within the final few seconds of the intro, you can see Li Ping just rest his back against the wall and sigh when the title card appears, knowing that for the next 179 days, he is screwed. The only way to win is to shock the system. Pretty damn good show. And by the way, you may be wondering, does this show have a good fan base? Of course it does. You'll be seeing a lot of good fan art on DeviantArt, but not much on the fan-made merch side of things. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm Shane Harris. I'll see you next week with my episode 8. Initially, as I said on the top of the show, Detentionaire was supposed to be episode 8, but due to Super Noobs not being available, it's going to be pushed back to 7. So episode 8 will see us go back to America and back to ABC, as we're going to do the replacements next Friday night. Until then, I'm Shane Harris, saying goodnight. And remember, when you watch Detentionaire, you better run from Barrage. He is the most authoritarian character you'll ever meet. Till then, dismissed!